Hi, friends. There's something easy for us to forget in this season and us underestimate, and that is that we need each other. This week I was reflecting on some words from Galatians. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way, you will fulfill the law of Christ. Well, how can I fulfill and follow the law of Christ and God's purpose for my life today? By helping carry someone's burden. So let me just ask you, how's that going for you? Because there are a lot of people carrying a lot of burdens, and I know you have your own. But what burdens of others are you helping carry? I want you to think of this as a moving box. That's been helpful for me this week. And inside this box, let's just say, are all the burdens of, let's just say 2020. We each have our own box with our own burdens. It could be hurts, could be fears, anxieties, insecurities. I don't know what's in your box. It could be health problems, marriage challenges, financial anxiety or limitations. Maybe it's heavy stuff, abuse, or loneliness, rejection, loss, failures, mistakes. But we've all got a box filled with weight and heaviness. And the question is, what do you do with the box? For many of us, the box has gotten heavier this past year, and it's just pulling us down. Maybe it's left you an angry person or angry towards God. And sometimes we can just stuff all that stuff in our box and we carry it around with us. And I know we need some help, but we just keep that stuff in the box to ourselves. We tape it shut. And we don't want to bother other people. We just keep carrying it around day after day. Some moving boxes are so big that they require two people or a team of people to lift them. And if you're anything like me, sometimes you like a challenge. And you just say, I've got this. And maybe you had it for a while. Maybe this year you discovered that it needs to look more like this. Maybe you've got 1,000 Facebook friends, but what you really need is someone to help carry that weight. This week I was reflecting on this, and God looks at you and me, struggling to carry our own box, our own weight, our own burden and anxieties, and God just says, that's not good. In Genesis chapter 1, God creates the world. If you think back to those early chapters, and again, he looks at what he created and he just says, wow, that's good. And then you get to chapter 2 and he looks at man by himself and he says, that's not good. And so he looks at you and me and our determination to be independent and completely self-reliant, like I'm going to do this on my own. I can do it. I don't need anybody else's help. And God just says, that's not good. It's God's will and God's law that we be there for each other. And I don't want to lose sight of that, especially this year when we've been separated and we've been called and mandated to socially distance ourselves. Because if we're not careful, we'll get comfortable living that way, and that's not the way we were created to live. Hebrews, the book of Hebrews was written to a group of people who were being persecuted for their faith. And they were tired, they were weary, they were suffering, and they were carrying some real heavy boxes of their own. And they received this word of encouragement. I love it. It says, let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. So how do you do that? And I love the answers right in the book of Hebrews there. It says, let us consider, plan, think about how we can spur one another on. Be intentional. And I just want to let that sit. I want to encourage you in this video just to do one thing. Here's something for today. And as pray for each other. That's my challenge and encouragement this week is pray for each other. I want to encourage you to, pray about 3 people that you can pray for this week. And what about not just finding 3 people to pray for? What if you ask 3 people to pray for you? You help carry their burdens, and then you make yourself vulnerable enough to ask someone else, will you pray for me? When's the last time you asked someone or said to someone, I need you to pray for me. There's a burden that I'm carrying and I just need some help with it. Some of you are watching this right now and just saying, from the other side of the screen, I'm pretty good these days. And you've got a lot of people in your life around you who love you, and that is an incredible blessing. But even if you don't need it right now yourself, there's other people who need you. So my encouragement is let's be the brothers and sisters that God had in mind when He created the church.